Hello, everyone, and welcome in. Hope everyone is doing well. Positive healing vibes to all the subscribers, the viewers, and the world out there. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support on the channel. You guys are all amazing. To skip the intro, I linked a timestamp below just for those that would like to get straight to the reading. Some quick announcements before we jump in. Keep in mind, guys, the messages here on YouTube are general, so take what resonates, leave the rest. For any information on extended readings, personal readings, cleanse kits that are offered, and the decks that are used are all linked below in the description box. And if you like how I vibe or interpret the cards, you're welcome to subscribe to the channel for future messages. Everyone's always welcome here, and it also helps to set your intentions. So let's jump into the reading. All right, guys, so this message is going to be a collective spread, okay? So if the title is resonating, there's most likely something in the message for you. And it's funny that these cards came out as they did, because I really feel like this energy has been coming out a lot in readings, this feeling stuck, feeling not able to move, and also being caught up in your thought patterns, okay? Unstable thinking, ruminating. So not knowing what to do, not knowing where to go, not knowing what you can control, what you can't control, what are the next steps, just all of that stuff right here. It can be too much. It can be overwhelming, okay? So we're going to start from the beginning. The first card, this was the underlying energy. This is the Four of Cups, okay? And you notice how there are 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 fours came out, okay? 4 is a number of foundation. Right now, we're in the beginning phases of a lot of things, okay? A lot of things have crumbled in this past year, right? Our ideas of how work can be. A lot of people have adapted more to online behavior patterns, online thinking, utilizing the internet for more work-related things. Now, I'm here to tell you, there are ways that you can make money off the internet. So if you're feeling, or if you are literally stuck inside and can't get out, start doing some research. Start looking into things. There are things like Upworks. There are actually websites where you can write articles for different companies if you're a writer. Fiverr is another one where you can do work that's more like contractual. Focus on the things that you can control. Okay, what can you control in this instance, in this time of being restricted, right? I feel here that you're kind of really ruminating up in your head a lot. And what I encourage you to do is get those thoughts out on paper. Okay, just dump it out. Just dump everything, all of these thoughts, like even if they're questions, you know, what can I do? Where can I go? What's next? You know, if you have any questions that are rumbling around in your head, write it out on a piece of paper. That's going to be the very first step to trying to clear up this mental space, because that's what's needing to go on here, okay? The problem at hand is this restriction, okay? Everybody is feeling restricted right now. Okay, and we're going to clarify these cards along the way. But a lot of people are feeling restricted right now. There's a lot of people on lockdown. Even countries that aren't locked down, people are still just very skeptical to go anywhere, do anything. And I understand there has been a lot of studies done where this isolation, this being locked down, can hinder that mental space. It's time to restructure our lives, right? It's time to, because this can happen at any time. It just happened to happen right now, you know? Thankfully, most people have internet connections. Most people can get on the internet and connect with people. That wasn't possible 100 years ago, okay? So, try to switch this thinking, okay? I know that we're all restricted, we're all locked down. Even those of us that aren't locked down, we're still feeling restricted. So it's a collective feeling. What we all need to focus on is our mental health, our self-care routines, and the things that we can control. Restructuring our lives, you know? If that means restructuring our finances, you know, maybe moving to a cheaper or smaller place. Maybe it's having to find a second job or going online and learning different ways to make money. You can literally make hundreds of dollars an hour on Upworks if you have the skill set. You should look into it if it's not something that you know about. But I do feel an energy of feeling restricted, okay? Feeling withheld. There's also a sense with the Four of Swords in the reverse, unstable thinking, okay? Not wanting to lock down, not wanting to be restricted, and nobody wants to be restricted. It's a mutual feeling, guys. But here's the thing. There's a lot of healing that needs to take place, not only physically for the people that are sick, but mentally, okay? There's a lot of things that people have just kind of come to accept, right? That's how life is. We just push forward. We just move forward. Suppressing all of that emotional baggage has caused a lot of mental illness in the world. Even anxiety, even stress, even depression can be classified as that. We all need to take some time to heal, okay? Heal our thoughts, heal our hearts, heal our bodies and our minds. What I would recommend with the Four of Swords coming out twice, there is definitely a need to meditate, have a meditation practice daily for 5 or 10 minutes in the morning. Have a guided meditation or a yoga routine, okay? Right when you wake up in the morning. What I recommend is, you know, going on a brisk walk to a location where you find peace, where you can enjoy yourself, where you can feel at ease, okay? If you can't walk anywhere because we're restricted, remember, go to a location in your place where you feel the most peace, okay? Get up and go to the location in your house where you feel the most peace. Maybe that's the kitchen. Maybe that's the bathroom. Whatever is resonating for you, we have to utilize the tools that we have. We have to utilize what we have with us right now. Both our materialistic tools as well as our inner tools, right? Which is breathing, which is meditation, which is yoga. What to do right now? It's Hermit Energy. It's all we can do, right? Is really just go on this journey of, okay, what do I need to adjust in my life to feel comfortable, to feel happy, to feel stable, okay? What's the next step on this journey? Once everything is lifted and we all can come out of this lockdown, what can we do next, you know? And what is going to happen again if everything locks down again? These are things that you need to be actively thinking about because it can happen. And I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I do definitely feel a need to kind of prepare yourself. Okay? Prepare yourself for what's to come. Please clarify this Hermit Energy. There's definitely a new path that we're all embarking on. Okay? It's a new journey. It's like out with the old, in with the new. And it's kind of a forced, it's almost like this forced closure. Like we're being forced to leave the past behind us. Especially with the internet stuff. Think about it. How many companies and how many job opportunities are now work from home just because of all of the stuff that's going on. A lot of people started embracing technology because of everything that's happening in the world. So there's this big technological shift that's happening because of this situation that the world is in. I try to speak of things lightly because I feel like our thoughts create our existence. So I'm not trying to make light of the situation. It's definitely not a light situation at all, as you can see. We are headed towards a positive future, okay? This lockdown or this restriction, it's not going to last forever. Things are going to balance out. I can't say they're going to go back to normal because I feel like it's going to be a new normal. And that's why everybody is really needing to prepare themselves. And right now is the perfect time, especially if you're in lockdown. What can you do? What can you do? So, what to do later, this is in the position of what's to come. Okay, and this is a celebration. This is a relief. This is the 1111 card, obviously. So this could be happening in a year from now. However, I do feel this energy of this restriction isn't going to last forever. Right now is a good time to be prepared, okay, in case this happens again, right? In case it goes from bad to worse. You have to prepare. You have to be prepared for that, for any opposition, right? Preparing for the conflict, preparing for if there's going to be a battle, there's going to be any type of a transition. Transition isn't easy for humans, period. Any humans. Even humans that say that they're adaptable, it's still a transition. I'm adaptable. I've still had to transition through this, and I've had to help other people transition as well. My family are the main ones, you know. I've had to help people around me get out, you know, even if it's just a walking around the yard, in the front yard or the backyard, or walking up and down the stairs. Walking actually circulates the blood through your body. So even just getting up and walking around your house will be beneficial. Another thing that I recommend is yoga. There's like a 5-minute yoga morning routine on YouTube that you can basically do laying in bed. And you probably actually do a lot of those stretches while you're laying in bed anyways. It's just maybe not as long, not holding the pose as long. But I do get this energy that everybody's really needing to prepare. This isn't over. This isn't, I honestly have told people to prepare at least until next summer, maybe beyond. That's just from what I read in the cards and being an intuitive person. I don't really, you know, I am a healer, And I also have premonitions. I have dreams. I know that this is the beginning phases. I know that we're needing to prepare. There's more things that are to come in 2021. This is just preparing us all for that. What you need to hear is you need to kind of get in alignment, get focused, okay? So if you need to clear this unstable thinking, this ruminating, the fastest way to do that is pen to paper, okay? I've talked about it before on the channel, brain dumps. It's where you just take a half hour, just set a timer, take a half hour and write out everything that you're thinking about within that half hour. And the best time to do it is when you find yourself ruminating. It's gonna give you the most clarity, because right now you're needing to gain the clarity on the situation. Okay? You're fighting, you withholding, you withdrawing, you ruminating over the situation. It's all resistance. And it's going to cause a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of disease within your body. You have to release this tension. Please clarify the Queen of Swords here for what the collective needed to hear. There are going to be new norms, okay? We're not going to go back to how things used to be. The world. I'm talking about the world, guys. The world. This is a collective reading. Trust the process, though, because the new norm, it's going to benefit everybody. Okay? And the world needs to be a little bit more mindful. A little bit more mindful of self. If we're just mindful of ourselves, it's going to benefit everybody as a whole. It's when people are, but they're feeling entitled or whatever, that they don't have to do something because of whatever, that's when these problems are going to arise. We have to work together. You have to work together. There has to be a collaboration from everybody. I know that everybody is so afraid of like the world coming together and collaborating. I really don't understand why. I feel like it would be a beautiful thing. I feel like a lot of people got afraid of what's to come after. But I feel here that we're going to have to come together in order to get a handle on things. If everybody was mindful of self, took a little bit of cautionary action, paid attention, that's when everything is going to be okay. Everything's going to start releasing. The numbers will start going down. But everybody has to be a little bit more mindful of self. Four of Swords in the reverse is in the position of what you should avoid, and this is that unstable thinking, that ruminating, that up in your head. It's only going to cause more disease, okay? It's only going to cause, stress is going to cause more stress, and it's not going to help the situation at all. So you got to get a handle on your thoughts here. You have to make a plan. Make a plan. Plan as if anything could happen, Anything could happen. As we all could see. As we all can see. Okay? The calm after the storm. The calm is going to come after the storm. I feel like, honestly, from a spiritual perspective, we kind of got our asses handed to us and we're kind of made to sit down. I feel like it's almost like a parent grounding a child. You know, everybody was doing too much and not paying attention to selves, not being mindful of self, okay? This restriction, I feel like a lot of people have a different perspective on what this restriction is. And you might agree with the restriction, you might not agree with it. Whatever position you're taking, it's resistance, okay? We have to work together. Your opinion may be that everything is a sham, and that's your opinion. You may feel like everything is real and you need to lock down. But this back and forth battle between the odds, you know, the opposite ends of the spectrum, is what's causing this resistance. Like, we have to come together. We have to work together to stop this. We have to work together to lift this restriction, okay? How are we going to work together to lift the restriction? We're going to be mindful of self. We have to pay attention to ourselves, like what we're doing. How are we going to do that? We're going to get clear on the steps we need to take, right? We're going to prepare for any challenges that may come. We're going to have a plan. The plan could very well change, okay? Just because there's a plan doesn't mean it's going to be executed. It just simply is something to have in case anything were to happen. The advice guidance moving forward is stop resisting. By holding back is a form of resistance, okay? Pushing forward, that's also a form of resistance. You kind of just have to allow. You got to go with the flow. I know it's hard as that may sound, especially when you're being restricted. What can you do? What more can you do than go with the flow? And for some people, that's not going to be easy, okay? You also want to be mindful of your mental health, guys. When you're being locked down, be mindful of your mental. So there's a app that I use, and I have shared it on my social media platforms, Instagram and Facebook. It's called Intellect. And it is an app that helps you be mindful of your thoughts, your thinking, your thought patterns. And it also helps you kind of figure out what your next steps are going to be. All of that stuff. It's called Intellect. Check it out. It's an app on the App Store. Google. I believe it's also in the Apple Store because I had my son download it as well. It's a mental health app. It helps you keep track of your thoughts, okay? So, clarifying this, 2 of Swords, 7 of Swords, Knight of Swords. We have the 3 of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles, okay? Getting grounded is going to be beneficial. Meditation. Paying attention to your needs, what your body is telling you. If you're feeling too stressed, figure out how to de-stress. There's apps, but there's also meditation that you can use. Tapping works wonders for stress and PTSD. Yeah. It's a sense of needing to find the calm in the chaos. And I did release a few videos that help you to gain clarity on activities that will help you find calm in the chaos. But how do you find calm in the chaos in the chaotic situation? You have to get grounded first. You have to calm the nerves within you. Here's kind of a little bit of insight. When we're nervous, when we're stressed, our brain is actually releasing cortisol, the stress hormone. And it causes our brain not to think clearly. In fact, it shuts down the whole frontal cortex of your brain to not allow you to process any emotional thinking, okay? That's when there's disease. That's when there's other issues that can arise, okay? So being mindful is going to help you to pay attention to your thoughts. If you're feeling like you're too stressed, there is a need to de-stress. Especially if you're in isolation, it's not going to help the situation at all. Guys, I live in America, where my city people haven't been mindful. I've been locked down almost the whole time. Almost the whole time I've been locked down, I've gone outside a couple times to deliver some packages for you guys and to do a couple things outside. I'm thankful because I work from home. But this is a process that I've already been going through. And I'm here to tell you, I completely understand everybody in my community pretty much feels entitled, like they should be able to do whatever they want to do and all this other stuff. And I don't feel like, I do feel like there should be a sense of freedom, but I also feel like people need to be mindful. So it's just common courtesy. If you're sick, stay home or wear a mask. Like, it's just common courtesy, to some people. To other people, it's like they're being forced to do something. And I just feel that whatever position that you take, that resistance between the two is part of the problem. If everybody was just a little bit more mindful of themselves, it'd be okay. And I feel like it is going to be okay. I just wish that people wouldn't be so resistant. So, including myself, because me being locked down and locking myself away from everybody is also a form of resistance, guys. So being mindful of self is important. Let's get the Native Spirit Oracle card. I'm loving these cards. Yes, I will link below. This deck in the description box because I love this Native Spirit Oracle deck. Elder. This card talks about deep wisdom. It talks about being able to help others, standing strong, being a beacon of light, a pillar of hope for others. Being an elder and a tribal leader means speaking your truth, even if it's hard or even if you're afraid. If there's anyone you need to stand up to, this is the time. Being a leader means supporting others. So if there's anyone you need to support or make amends with, this is the time. Definitely feel like you are going through a hard lesson, so you're able to help others in the future here. Everybody is feeling this restriction of all this craziness, and this is preparing for what's to come. I would recommend this time where you're being forced to lock down and isolate to get clear on a lot of things in your life, on the direction that you're headed, on the path that you're going to take, the steps you're going to take to get there. Okay? There may be some research that you're going to have to do. There may be some information that you're going to have to gain, but I do feel like you have the things that you need right now to take this next step. The next thing is the step, right? So, collective, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing the content. You guys are all amazing. And I look forward to seeing your beautiful souls again soon. Namaste.